Hi, and welcome to Creating an Arts Complex for the Community. This is a collaborative partnership between the Blue Star Arts Complex and the Contemporary at Blue Star, which is the largest organization housed within the complex. So, what's the problem? As you can see, the Blue Star Arts Complex has this very popular logo, and the stars are used basically with every organization and business that's housed within the complex. So visitors are often very confused around getting around to specific destinations. The naming of things is very complicated because everybody thinks that every single business here is called Blue Star. So there isn't a lot of distinguishing going on. Like I said, I work at the Contemporary at Blue Star. Another example is a gallery called Brick at Blue Star. And we all use this kind of like color and branding, and it's kind of hard for people to figure out what's what and discover new things. So this is kind of a visual representation of what the complex looks like. As you can see, there's multiple rows, and if you can believe, there's also two stories to a lot of these buildings. So there is a lot going on, different businesses, organizations, restaurants, small galleries. It is so packed with things, and even us as employees have trouble keeping up. So, discovery and investigation, how can we distinguish businesses and organizations within the complex? And some kind of sub questions of that is how can we reduce confusion and orient with purpose for the visitors? And how can we bring more visitors into the Blue Star Arts Complex? So this is a visual representation of what some of the residences look like at the complex. So another representation of there's a lot going on. So the scope is a new map of the complex. We need something updated with all businesses and organizations that are housed within the complex. That'll come with also creating map signage, something we can put throughout the complex, having printout maps available, having a really strong and updated event calendar with virtual mapping and event submission platform to make that event calendar possible. And also maybe a monthly event meeting that's within the complex. So, who are our stakeholders? Obviously, first and foremost, it's the complex and museum visitors. We want to make this a more welcoming environment for them as the people who are, being served on the day to day, the community overall. We also have complex and museum staff. Like I said, it's really hard to keep up with what's going on because there's so many things happening in the complex. So they are also a major stakeholder in this partnership, as well as our volunteers, vendors, and artists. These are people who are coming in and out all the time, whether they're showing work at a gallery or coming into work or having a table at a art fair. Their involvement is really important in this partnership, as well as our board members for both the complex and the museum. So here's a text representation of setting the vision, but we'll go ahead and go through the images. So first objective is to orient visitors to the complex with purpose. So first, creating one map with all permanent businesses, organizations, and galleries. So some of those other ones is also establishing directional signage. That's kind of represented here through this campus map image, that we can have some of these put throughout the complex in some of the high traffic areas so people can kind of take a look at them and figure out where they're going. Another KR is to hire 3 directional floaters for heavy event days that'll have access to these handheld maps and be almost a guide for people who need help getting around. The next objective is to separate the Blue Star Arts Complex brand from other permanent businesses and galleries. While we can't actually change their brand, some of the KRs that we can do is hold a 1 month, one meeting a month for all permanent businesses and organizations and galleries to talk about what's going to happen in the upcoming month at their organization. And then we can also create an event submission platform that acts as a calendar that all of us can be submitting to. And then another KR is creating a 5-minute mini tour video that people have access to on the website. Exploring solutions. So hiring floaters is a great way to help. What if people get lost, right? So this will be something that'll happen on heavy event days. The next one is, what if events aren't being submitted to the complex calendar? And that might be also hiring someone who is in charge of reaching out to organizations and even helping upload events if they need help. So I'll begin sharing these ideas with the complex. I'll also work with the complex to begin executing. We'll then bring in all the organizations, businesses, and galleries to get their buy-in. And then the key stakeholders will be surveyed throughout this process. Expected outcomes and success metrics. So hopefully we'll get positive surveys that come back from our key stakeholders on the progress and the scope of this plan. Another hope is that visitation to the Contemporary will increase along with visits to other places that are within the arts complex. And the complex will execute these one month meetings to kind of talk about their upcoming events and be consistent with that. That's it. Thanks for watching.